Did you know during winter in Arizona, specifically in Yuma, 90% of the lettuce are produced from here in the US, which is a big number. So I'm sure you are guessing right now, we are talking today about water. How is it about shortage, or are we fine with it? So let's start with where the water comes from and to whom it goes to who. I have a few numbers to share with you. So one of them is coming from the Colorado River through the canal, with about like 336 miles. And 36% of the water is coming from this part. Another will be coming from the Arizona, streaming the river, and it's about 14%. The other one are from the groundwater, 41%, and the reclaimed water is about 9%. So now let's speak about who's getting the water. The major one is municipalities, about 50%. You have agriculture, which is about 30%. The tribal, we are 11%. And the last one will be for industrial, which is about 9%. So that's how the water is shared in Arizona. Some are coming from the Colorado River to deserve like cities like Scottsdale. Phoenix will be more likely coming from the SRP, Salt River Project, and coming from the East and White Mountain. So when you move in, you may want to look at it because it's very interesting to see how the water is taken care in this wild Sonoran desert. So it's super important to look at those things. You know, if you go on the western side of Phoenix, you may have a different view of what you have down to Tempe, for example. And what happened right now to preserve the water, like city of Scottsdale have created and still in the doing of 4 aquifers and recovery wheel. So instead of using the groundwater, they try to keep it and for the future generation to make sure everybody have plenty of water. So it's a very fascinating and interesting subject, I find it, being in the desert surrounded by cactus. But one thing I can tell you, and I don't know about it, but there's a saying who say the water, if tomorrow any drop doesn't come from anymore to Arizona, we have enough for about 10 million people for 10 years. So we don't want to try it, we don't want to know if it's true or not, but it's a saying. So I shouldn't be worried too much. And I'm going to share with you to finalize some interesting number. And it's about the growth and the usage of water from 1957 to 2019. Well, the water usage went down by 3%. And the population went from 1.1 million to 7.2, which is an increase of 555%. The reason is agriculture went down to go to residential, and the water usage, shower and things like that, way less used than for cropping and things like that. So I hope you enjoy my share about this information, and if you have any question, I can refer you to some websites where you can dig even more about it, like the CAP, the government. I mean, there's plenty of information to help you out before you're moving in, or if you are here just to feel safe about the water and keep drinking.